Good afternoon, Encounter. It's Pastor Terry, Touchpoint on Tuesday, and it is so good to be with you. If you were here on Sunday, you heard that after a lot of discussion, a lot of prayer between our staff, between our leadership team, we've made the decision that we want to see as many people as possible back here in person at Encounter Church. I recognize that watching things online just is not the same than being together. And we have the privilege now of being able to gather again in person. And for many of you, you have made that decision. Every Sunday, our attendance has been slowly going up. We've been careful, trying to do the things that are necessary to make the place clean, to make it safe for you and for your family to attend. But we also recognize that there's many of you, for one reason or another, still are not feeling comfortable in coming in person, and that is your decision. But I do want you to know that we have made a decision that might help at least some of you realize how much we love you, how much we miss you, how much we desire that you come back again. We have had over the past several weeks a mask required overflow room in the youth room, and some of you have taken advantage of it, not many. But I do have to admit that when I'm sitting in that room watching the service on a screen when literally only 50 feet away it's live, it just loses some of its impact. And so we made the decision that we want as many of you back as possible. And so we're going to have, for the first time, our first service, the 9 a.m. service on Sunday, be a mask-required service in the main auditorium. And again, our desire is that more of you will feel comfortable, if that's in place, for you to be able to attend. And so the 9 a.m. service is going to be a mask-required service. And then our 10:45 service, so we're keeping the same times, is going to be the mask-recommended service like we've been doing for the past 10 weeks. And so whichever of those services would fit best in what would make you comfortable in attending, I am just praying that more of you will come and more of you will be a part of our in-person service than we have before. We miss you, we really do. We desire for you to be here. Kind of in line with that is that we've sent out a survey, and that went out actually this morning, Tuesday, September 8th, and it's about half the size of our first one. Again, it's been almost 16 weeks since we did the first survey. We really want to hear from you again. What are the things, besides maybe a service where there's mask required, that would make it that you would feel more comfortable in coming? And I know there's a lot of things happening, whether it's kids ministry, whatever it might be, but we really would like some input from you again. And so if you would just take advantage of that survey, that would be awesome. And then one final thing, this Sunday, kind of almost tying in with all of this, we're beginning a new teaching series entitled Kingdom Come, Confronting Politics and Culture with the Gospel. You do not want to miss the next 5 weeks. I'm kicking it off this week. I'm going to use as my text maybe a strange story, but it's in Luke chapter 19, verses 1 to 10, the story of Zacchaeus, the chief tax collector. I would encourage you to read that story. It's only 10 verses, Luke 19, 1 to 10. And we're going to dive in to what it's going to mean for us as a church family during this time to be able to be kind and respectful and loving to one another in the midst of some intense disagreements. Andy Stanley puts it like this. He says, how is it that the church can be able to, what will it take for the church to disagree politically and love unconditionally? There are times, I have to admit, I feel like it's impossible. Sometimes our views are so intense, it almost becomes our faith and our religion. I am trusting that this teaching series, again, you're not going to want to miss it, starting this Sunday, is going to help us navigate how we can be so intensely different in our beliefs and yet understand that we all love Jesus. Because at the end of the day, it comes back to Jesus. And so it's where the series is going to start, it's where it's going to end, and everything in between is going to make us a little uncomfortable. We're just going to be uncomfortable together, and we're going to see how God leads us. So I encourage you to be a part of that process. We look forward to seeing you back here again. God bless.